It's just another typical start of the day for 22-year-old Danielle Yuson. A quick breakfast, a once-over in the mirror, then it's out the door. But waiting for her on the other side is what makes her story one of note.
So we just made it to, I don't know, Newark Penn Station apparently. And we're gonna take the subway to, where are we going?
New York!
Yes, right.
New York, New York.
Danielle's journey to the Big Apple started from, of all places, on a chair and with a harp. Her love of the arts would eventually land her a position in the Iglesia ni Cristo's Oratorio to be held at the famed Lincoln Center in New York. The oldest child of Art and Janice Yuson, Danielle, along with her two siblings, learned to appreciate music at an early age.
Me and my husband wanted to have a firstborn, a girl. When we had our kids, we didn't think that they're gonna be playing instruments at all. But when I grew up as a choir, and I wanted to be an organist, but I never had a chance. So before I had my family, and I told to myself, if my kids wanted to play an instrument or to be an organist in the choir, I would support them.
What was it like helping her get to all of her harp lessons, finding harp instructors, challenges, victory, successes? What was that like?
When she started to play out, going out of town, that's the time we need to find a harp to rent or maybe transport the harp from one place to the other. Yeah. We were joking like, oh, next time you just play the harmonic. She can put it in her purse and then go and play.
Is it expensive?
Yes.
Yes.
What is one important lesson for you that you'd like your daughter to take away from this experience?
Make sure being humble. Her talent did not come from us, did not come from herself. Her talent came from God. And use that to praise Him.
Dinner time at the Yuson table provided an opportunity to get to know Dylan and Dustine and to find out what they thought of their big sister. What are your interests, hobbies in life?
Well, I play sports and do a lot of activities in the church.
What do you like to do? What are your interests, your hobbies?
I like to read and talk to my friends.
Well, it's good to have friends. Do you ever read to your friends?
No.
What is one little known fact about the harp?
If you play it a certain way, you can make it sound like a bell.
Oh,
Yes.
that had no idea. Okay. Now I'm going to turn to your brother and sister. Little known fact about Danielle.
She likes to sew and make dresses. And one time she made the dress for one of the orchestra performances for the EVM Awards.
What impresses you the most about your sister?
Well, she's had a lot of pressure around her and she's been really active on her harp around the church, so I wanted to be active in my faith.
To see for ourselves how Danielle performs under pressure, we asked her to teach harp basics to a musically challenged member of our crew.
Cooler. But still, this finger still. So we're gonna start here, and then that one, and that one.
Can you do that
and
individually?
We'll kind of trade it off, yeah.
Having done everything in her power to help, Danielle decided to retire from teaching, but still graciously allowed me to ask her a few parting questions.
Since not a lot of people play harp and they see me actually playing, or even just seeing me rolling around the harp, they kind of gasp. First of all, they're like, "Oh, it's the harp," and there are its pros and cons. Definitely, I like being able to show people, the harp exists. It's not like a super old instrument that no one plays anymore, but also it makes me a little bit shy because everyone's staring at me like lugging around this giant instrument. Through the church, we were able to be granted this opportunity, and it makes us all the more strive to perfect ourselves and strive to keep practicing and to do better because we want to live up to the name of the Lincoln Center of Geffen Hall, to be able to represent the Church of Christ as musicians. Since I've been exposed to other harpists, I know I have so much more to improve on, but it definitely takes a lot of practice, a lot of love, and a lot of sacrifice. It is my faith that the talent I have, any talent that I might have, is definitely a talent given to me by God. So of course, if any opportunity provided by the church administration comes up for me to use this talent, of course I would do my best to be able to use my talent in serving. So I want to be able to play for a bigger purpose, and when it comes to performing for more known venues, for a bigger audience, to be able to make the church known that, this is where my inspiration, my faith comes from. And I want you all to know that this exists.
For Danielle, this trip is her first time on the East Coast. And while the sparkle of the big city might be alluring to others, she is decidedly set on keeping her identity, uninterested in changing the core parts of her character, not even for a New York minute. Alan Basoyahe for Eagle News. I am one with 25.